And hang on. Got it. Right. Continue. All right. Can everyone hear me? Thumbs up. Yep. Okay, great. Oh, hang on. There's something in my eye. So, it's good. I've got paint on my fingers because I've been painting today, and I just rubbed it in my eye. Fun. So we're going to do some poses today with skeletons, which some of you have done before, some of you haven't. So I'll just go over quickly just the basics of it, and then we'll get into it. Okay. So actually, I'm not sure if I did this last week with you. Went over the basics of this. So we have the basic stick figure. Reese, you got a question already? What's your question?
We have to do, can you choose which character we're doing like in a pose?
Yeah. Do you want to choose the first one?
Yeah, I'm going to choose the dude next to me.
Okay, sure. Okay, we can do that.
Choose Wolverine.
All right, well, Wolverine will be the first character. So that's the how people draw stick figures, really simply like that. But we want to start drawing them a little bit more advanced. Still have a line down the middle, still have a round head. So I'll zoom in a little bit. But we want to draw the jaw on, so have the jaw and the head. And then we want to leave a gap for the neck, and we're going to draw the rib cage. Looks like that. And then we're going to leave another little bit of a gap, and we draw a pelvis. I'm just going to draw a rectangle for now. It's actually shaped more like a butterfly, like that. It has holes in it. And then from that, the legs and the feet. So you don't have to copy this one, just do it quickly. And then the arms like that. So we want to start drawing skeletons, sort of a bit more anatomically correct and not quite with that much detail. It can be pretty simple skeletons. You can still draw them just like this, just as shapes, just like that. And that's what we want to use to pose. So you don't have to copy that one. That's fine. I'm just going to, because we're going to draw one together now. I can show you that one again in a minute if you need it. But let's start by drawing a Wolverine pose. But we'll draw that skeleton. So think about, I've got this big piece of paper, and I want to do him sort of half crouching with one leg out. So I'm just going to sort of draw that in. We're supposed to draw some lines in. There's going to be, that's the spine. The head's going to be up here somewhere. That's the spine. This is one leg out where the foot is. See that? So I'm not really drawing anything too detailed. Figuring out how wide his shoulders are going to be and his chest. Sort of like that. So this one you can draw, you can sketch down. The pelvis as well. Where the knee's going to go. So I'm just planning out, planning out the position, the pose. You want to make this thigh roughly the same size as that thigh. They're on the same angle. And I'll do this leg so it's sticking out a bit. I am going to do this one. Notice how this one's a lot shorter. This is the calf or the shin, shorter than this one, because I'm doing it angling back as if it's foreshortened, which we will talk about another time, but it's pretty simple. It's where things are coming towards you. They go like, look how big my hand is, but really it's smaller than my head, but because it's closer, it's bigger. And then if you look at my, go this way, look at my arm, how long my arm is, when it comes around towards you, my arm's only from here to here. It's pretty short, right? Because if you go by my pencil, that's how long my arm is. Just this length of the pencil. Hang on, like that. But really it's, it's very long. It's just because when things come closer to you, they get smaller. So everyone starts sketching that down because we then have to get his arms in as well. So I've used up almost the whole width of my page here. Pull back a little bit more, you'll be able to see. Oops. Oops, forward. It's not working today. All right, there we go. I'm almost to the edges. I've got like a nice 5 centimeters either side roughly. So I'm using up a lot of my page. Now I want to do something with his claws up. So maybe this will be where his hand is, coming down to his elbow and up again. And the other one like this, and one sort of side on maybe. So that one you're not really going to see the arm, the upper arm, because it's sort of behind. And then you could even add in a bit of a jaw. It's got a very square jaw in his head. So I'll stop for a bit and let you guys catch up about some lines that may be confusing you. Okay. Is everyone okay with that so far? Okay, I'll give you another minute to catch up to that one. Isaac, it always looks like you're in a void, a black void somewhere. It's always so dark there. Liam, did you caught up? You ready to go? Okay. Reese is ready to go. Bianca, you good? Yep, okay. All right. So I'm going to focus now more on the head. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. A bit more. Sorry, I've got this weird thing going on. All right, so I'm going to, about halfway down, put in a curve here for where his eyes are going to go. Actually, I'm going to make that a bit lower. I want to emphasize that he's really put his eyes down low. So that's where he's got white cut out eyes. Something like that. And his mask comes down over his nose. He's got like a Batman mask on, basically. His nose and then around his mouth. Then we can draw his mouth in, so he's growling or got clenched teeth. Sometimes he used to have a cigar all the time, but I don't think he does anymore. Oh. So I can get some reference. Wolverine. Now, which costume do we want? Ooh. I don't want Hugh Jackman. I want Camille. Okay. Click. All right, so he's got these big pointy bits coming up off his mask. So this section's all, actually that's actually a bit straighter, but anyway, this section's all black. And then he's got a bit around his eyes. It's black, but he's got the yellow bit coming down his nose. Up. And then this comes up. Like that. And one on the other side. The one on the other side is going to be a bit thinner because it's on an angle, but you might see the back side of it, which I've just put some lines in there. I keep bumping the camera as well. Sorry about that. And then the top of his head's just round. Sorry if I just moved that out of shot. Okay. So we want to add in his neck around there, and he's down the middle line now. It's not the line we drew for the back that I've rubbed out. It's the line that goes down the front. So it's going to come from his neck, between his pectoral muscles, down to his abdominal, his abs, and then in between his groin. Sort of like that. That's where we can then draw his pectorals. Is everyone following along with that? This is a little advanced for you guys, but I think you can do it. Okay. So if we come across here to on the other side of his shoulder, we can start thickening out his body. So this is under his arm. This is his back, or I think called obliques, the back of his rib cage. So that's going to come up. So that's where the muscles for the rib cage are going to be. That's the other side of the rib cage. And then we'll come down. He's got a belt around there, so it's looking a little flat. So in this middle area here, it's got a big rounded belt buckle with with an X on it. You can draw his belt off that as well. It's a good place to stop. Okay. So I'm going to move up to this hand. Because it's on top, I'm going to draw that first before I draw his shoulder, which I'd normally move on to the shoulder next. But because this hand is over the top, I'm going to draw that first. So he's doing this. So his thumb is on top and his fingers are down there. So sort of draw where that thumb's going to go on top. And then that first finger. Then I'm going to come to the other side of the hand. So I want to give him 4 fingers as well as a thumb. So 1, 2, 3, 4 little bumps. But he does have here 3 little cones, sort of, where the blades come out of. If I draw in this blade, so they're going to go, well, it might go around his eye. Why did my iPhone? Oh, because it's running out of battery. Come back. There we go. Yeah, if we draw those blades in, they're going to be pretty long. So I'm just turn this around so I can get the right angle. I'm going to keep it fairly straightish. The line's not straight. Just give me a second. I'll keep it in this camera. You can see I've drawn right across his face there. So I'm going to go small eraser and try and just rub out those middle lines. Actually, it does mean rubbing out a little bit of his head. Oop. I don't know where your ones ended up, your blades. But mine went right across one eye. Okay. Okay, Reese, sorry if you've been waiting for a while. I was trying to get that done.
Well, my Wolverine did not go out. It looks like really different.
You've already colored it and everything. That's cool though.
I couldn't make it like this for some reason, and my leg couldn't be like that. I tried to do the pose, but I had to just keep on rubbing it out.
Yeah, that's okay. It just comes with practice. But good job. Okay, so the rest of his forearm, I'm going to keep it sort of thin and then bulk out to give him sort of a muscular forearm. So straight towards the wrist and then bulk it out a little bit. And then have his elbows stick out as well. He does have gloves on. Oops. Which are about that long. And then his arms are usually bare, so you can do like hair. Sorry, I have another shot. There's a lot of hair there. Then behind that, you can draw in his tricep. Biceps on top, triceps underneath. So just put in like a little bit of shading there to sort of show off that muscle. Just like a couple little lines to say, hey, there's something there. He has, so I'm looking at reference. He has shoulder pad things that you can add in. Oops, sorry. Just going to shade that in because it's a bit awkward to see. Okay. Maybe easier if I draw the one on the other side. Okay. How's everyone going so far? I know Reese is done. He's good. I'll stop for a little bit to check. Isaac's disappeared. He's shut his door. Oh, there he is. Your hand's floating in your door. It's weird. Liam, how you going? Good? Oh, you disappeared. All right. Is anyone ready for me? Anyone got any questions or ready for me to move on, Isaac?
You do know that this is a green screen,
Yes, I do know that.
right?
I was just joking.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to move on to this arm now. So before it was this way, now we're doing one, it's going to be that way. Hang on, he's got an arm up like that. So, oh, we're not going to see a thumb at all. So we're going to see this side of the hand, not the thumb side. So I'm just going to plan this out because I've just got a rough circle there now. I'm going to get the different sides to his hand. So there's the top where the blades are going to come out of. So then this is the side of the palm. Here's his knuckles up here. Actually, that one's the lowest knuckle because the small finger, the little finger. 1, 2, 3, 4 knuckles. So the finger's coming down and then curling in. So there's one finger. 2, 3, 4. But we don't want to put too much detail on there because we're going to do the blades. One, 2, 3. Again, we'll rub out those lines in between. Where's Reese gone? Can't see Reese anymore. Okay. Maybe that's a bit small, but it's okay. It'll do for now. I'm going to try and get around this camera to draw. It's a little difficult. It's going to come down again in the shape of that shape of the forearm, adding in the elbow, giving him a bit of a bump for his tricep and his bicep. Then up for his shoulder. Reese, I was going to say, since you've already done your Wolverine, are you going to draw another one or draw someone else while you're waiting? So we want to get the bump of the forearm in there so we can show the different muscles and then do the edge of his glove. And draw some hairs on his arm. So I'll let you guys catch up. I'm just going to put some little shading here and there, little lines where there might be some shadow or not highlights, but just to show the form that's underneath the suit. It's almost like shading because you don't want all those construction lines in there. So for instance here, to show the curve of the pectoral muscle, I might do a bunch of curved lines like that. Do that on the head as well. Just gives it a little more form to it. And that comes with practice as well. You're not always going to do those in the right spot. All right, can we move on with the legs? Everyone good with that? Okay, just Bianca. Okay, all right. All right, so let's actually start with this leg first. I'm going to start down at his knee and sort of get the shape of that knee. So it's sort of like a square. Oops, sorry. Sort of like a square, but I'm just sort of showing two sides of it. Like that. And then I want to draw his thighs. He's got fairly big muscular thighs. So once I sort of get that shape in, I'll erase the construction lines and add in a few different elements of muscle. Like that's the tendon that's in the inside of the leg. The muscles usually on the outside of the thigh, so that's that there. I'm going to add in his crotch, his groin, and where his pants go. And then down to the side of his bottom. Again, adding in some shading here and there. Then we can do the same sort of thing with his other leg as well. Sort of find that knee and then come back for the thigh. the muscle on the outside. Erase the construction lines, so those stick figure lines that we've drawn. Shade in where the muscle's going to appear. Like that. This is a bit skinny Wolverine, usually thicker, but I've drawn him a little skinny today. Now he's got, I'll show you one of the reference pictures I'm using. See these boots? Big ear things on the front of his boots. It's going to be easy to draw it on this one. This one's going to be a bit difficult. So let's do the easy one first. Turn this around a bit. So they sort of come down to about here. And then they curve up and up the other side. And back down. And then what we'll do is we'll bring that down to the ankle. So we'll draw in a little ankle bump. And then because they're black, well, they're usually blue, but we'll make them black in this. I'm only drawing black and white. We'll just leave them like that. And just shade it in. We do have to go back and join his leg up. So we need to join where the shin is coming out, or coming into the boot. Like that. And then we're going to do the other one, and then we'll be done with Wolverine. We actually do have a little time to do something else. So with this one, we're going to see more of the calf at the back and the leg going into that hole. Because where's that point going to be? I'm just trying to figure it out. One point is probably going to come up there. The other one, move it down and then back up. Should be like that. So it's going to be a bit hard to see. Just here or there. And his toes. It's just a bit of a blob shape without going into too much detail of the foot. You have a question. It's usually Nate, isn't it?
Yeah. Is Wolverine the only one we're gonna do like tonight?
No, we're just finished, so we'll do something else now.
Yeah.
As long as people catch up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to pull out a bit. You don't have to worry too much about that blobby foot, so you can see it all. So that's sort of what we've got. That took us almost an hour to do. Probably like 40 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes. Let's see what everyone's got. See what you ended up with. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's not bad at all. Nice body shapes. Good. Good job. Anyone else wanting to show? Nate, come on, show us yours again, Nate. That was really quick. Liam's. Good. Wow. All right. Carmen, you want to show yours? Oh, I can't see because of your screen. You have to turn it off. Or put it in front of your face, maybe? I don't know if that'll work. No. Oh, almost. Put your head behind it. Yeah, if your head's behind it, it works, it seems. Oh, no, not now. Abdul, that's really good. Isaac, it's hard to see. Yeah, if you've got a background in, I can't really see it. All right, we've got about 20 minutes. So why don't we do something else? Something a little, not quite as involved as that. And since we did a male body, why don't we do a female body? I might use a mechanical pencil for this one because all my pencils need sharpening and I don't want to stop to sharpen. So I don't know if you guys ever used a mechanical pencil before. You know, the ones where you hit the bottom and the lead comes out. Okay, so again, we'll start with the skeleton. So there's my head. We'll do like, actually I did a sketch before in the last class. Where is it? We'll do something like this pose. Someone's sitting down on the ground. Well, just some things I was doing in the other pose. So back sort of bent, pelvis here, rib cage, maybe even on an angle because this shoulder's been pushed up because it's leaning on the ground. Maybe one leg up and the other leg out. And one eye and the other arm maybe, oh, maybe I could just be sort of down as well, but you just can't see it because it goes behind the body. So that's a skeleton we're going to work with. I'm just going to change the angle of this head. More sort of leaning back. So they're looking up, sort of up this way. That makes sense. Looking up into the sky. Okay, let's start with the face. Has everyone got that body? 20 minutes, okay. Gonna zoom in. We'll start with the face. Oops. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to draw, just do a rough circle where I want the eyes to go. I'm not actually drawing the eyes in yet. And the nose with the eyebrows. Bring that in a bit closer so you can see. Oops. Now it's so close I can't draw under there. And just a smile. And you can add a jaw on there. Yeah. My proportions are out. I'm having trouble seeing around this camera. So just sort of sketching in little bits, finding where the cheek is, the jaw, the chin, the forehead. And the neck. Just sort of play around with it. You could even think about hair at this stage. Might do like a big ponytail. Like that. I'm going to bring this up a little bit to draw a little narrower. Maybe some bangs or a fringe or something. So even though I drew the ear then, I just drew in a big bit of hair, which means you're not going to see half of this stuff that I just drew in. I think it's on a bit of an angle. It's weird. Okay. So that's the face. Doesn't have to be perfect. Oops. Add in a little bit of lip there. It's looking pretty good, Nate. Now I'm going to put some shape into those eyes. We should move on from the face, actually. We want to draw the rest of the things. Okay. So just going to rub out the shoulder I've drawn in there because it's a bit distracting. It's not quite in the right spot now that I've drawn the head. But that's where I want to draw next, is that shoulder. And we'll come down the whole arm. So I have the shoulder, the other side of the shoulder that joins up to the pectoral muscle. Remember, finding halfway down our arm is where the elbow is going to be. So can I bring that up a little bit so I can actually draw. So I don't want to do huge muscles. So I've got the shoulder, and then I have the bicep and the tricep, which I'm just going to do as a slight bump. And then the forearm, it's the inside of the elbow there. The forearm, which I'll make a bit thick around the elbow and then taper down to get thinner at the wrist. Up. Once I have that in, I'm going to rub out the middle lines, the construction lines, I mean. Then I'm going to go back to the body and come down the rib cage, come in a little bit for the waist, and then out again for the bottom. And it's going to be a little flat on the bottom of the bottom because she's sitting down. Kind of weird angle to this. It's not looking straight. There we go. All right, is everyone following that? Now, my leg looks really short, actually. I think I want to extend the knee up a bit higher. Now, I do draw people without clothes on first and then put the clothes on. So I'm not going to draw details, but just you want to get the shape of the body. So let's go back up to the neck. Find that center line, not the one we drew first, the curve, not the spine, one on the front. So this one's going to come down the front of the neck, between the pectorals and down to the belly button. Because in that middle bit up near the neck is the little, I don't know if you can see it on mine, you have like a little dip right in the middle of your throat there on either side of your collarbone. There you go, look at Isaac's dip, nicely shadowed and lit. So I'm just going to get that collarbone in. And then I know, oh, and the other shoulder. Once I get the shoulder and the collarbone in, I know roughly where the the chest is going to go, and therefore, because we're drawing a woman, the breasts are going to go. So I know where the underarm starts. And then I'm just going to do a small curve, angled curve, so sort of a point on it there for the breast. To come down. And then we draw some lines across like that. It's going to show me where the other breast is on the other side. So I'm just sort of copying that curve. See, watch what I do now. I'm doing a curve like this. I'm then going to come across and go, okay. So it's sort of there. You see how I did that? Sort of projected it across. Now, I'll just draw like a singlet or something on this character. So I'll come from up at the shoulder, draw the strap that comes down around to the back, like under the armpit. And then it comes down around the front of the neck, so past the collarbone, and then back up. And the other side's going to come down and join to where we drew that first breath. So the way, just rub out those construction lines, the way the shading on the shirt's going to work, you're probably not going to see a curve here, because you'll probably just get a few pulls of the material between the breasts like that. But if you're going to shade it, that's where you could put shadow, like underneath there and underneath the other one, and just smudge it like that, because the light's hitting the top of the chest but not under the chest. So I'm just drawing a little ribbing on the singlet there. Okay, so back to the legs. This one I said I was going to draw a bit longer, so I'm just going to write that bit out there. I think I want the knee up here now. So I'm then going to draw back towards the hip, like that. And then on the back side of the thigh, down to the bottom, the literal bottom. Rub out my construction lines on the inside. So I'm just twisting this around because I just need to fix that angle. Can't draw that angle left-handed. Well, we've got about 10 minutes. Okay. Just while now I've got the thigh there, I can continue that arm on the opposite side, which you're not going to see much of. You just sort of fade it off or shade it in. So she's wearing, she could be wearing a swimsuit, but say she's wearing a singlet. We're going to see the bottom of the singlet sort of sitting here. Maybe there's a few creases in it, like that. So we're not going to see that straight line that we've drawn before on the side. We're going to get a few little lumps and bumps where it's creasing on the side of the body. And I imagine she's wearing some kind of pants, so we could do some creases in there as well. Let's give her like little shorts or something, so you can draw them around. Now this is a tricky part here. I want to draw it, want it to look like she's got shorts on and that her leg is actually round and not flat. So drawing, and I need to then stick it out past the leg. So I might go out this way. So she has a bit of a gap in her shorts. Maybe add a little ridge on the bottom, a little cuff. Even a seam going up the side of her pants. Of course, you can do some shading to help with that curve. Show what that curve looks like, curve of a leg. Okay. I think now I'm going to do that. His foot shouldn't be there. It's going to be too long. It needs to be roughly the same size as that one. I'm going to raise it up a little bit. Okay. So I did just change where the foot goes. I made it rise up a little bit. But make sure it's roughly like from the bottom of the foot to the knee is the same as the knee. See that? I'm not moving my fingers at all. From the knee to the bottom of the foot, and then I'm rotating the picture, and it's roughly the same size as the thigh. Roughly. Doesn't have to be exactly. So then you could actually, using those marks, draw in where your heel is going to go and come up for your ankle. And then continue back up the leg. And then don't forget to bring the calf muscle out. Doesn't have to be a big bump, it could be very subtle. And then a bit of a curve on the front, because you do see a bit of the other side of that calf muscle. Okay. You get a bit of a crossover at the top there too. Where the shin goes over the top of the other. Now, I'm not going to get you to draw a foot today because they're a bit hard to draw. But we can draw a rough shape of a shoe. And then put some detail on it. I'm just making it up, putting some laces on. Like that doesn't have to be wonderful. It's a bit long, doesn't look quite right. Do for now. And then we've got to do the other leg. So the way I'm going to do that, move this out a little bit, is I'm going to start at the ankle, which again, I think that I could probably leave that there. I just made the thigh a little bit longer. So I moved the knee to here instead of behind there, I moved it to there. But make sure they've been consistent actually. Yeah, I think I will. I'm going to put the knee about there. Just got to eyeball it sometimes and say, does that look right? No, it's too long, shorten it, or if it's too short, lengthen it. So I'm going to start with the knee and then I'm going to work back to the body for the thigh, remembering that the thigh is going to get thicker towards the body. Because the thigh joins the hip and it has the buttock on the back. And I left this little gap here because I'm going to draw the shorts in again. Just coming around there just to show that she's got a little bit of 3D to her. Just shade that in. You can even bring that shading out to be shadow. Maybe go back a little bit too. Okay, we're almost out of time. So I'm going to do the shin and the calf, just the same as last time. And now that I've started drawing that in, I've realized my leg is too long. So where I've stopped drawing here is where I think the foot should be. So I'm going to have to move the foot again. Like this. I'm just going to draw that shoe in roughly. Ankle. So there's that shoe. And lastly, in our last couple of minutes, I will go back to the hand here. We never drew the hand, which are also very hard to do. So just need that other leg. All right, we've got 2 minutes, so we're going to do this hand. So I'm going to rub out what I had there. So I'm going to slightly change the angle. Okay, so I'm going to roughly sketch in a crooked square for the top of the hand. And then on this side, a little triangle. Let me try and get closer to that for you. See that? It's going to be hard for me to draw this now. So from the triangle is where the thumb's going to come from. That's the end of the thumb. And then the fingers are coming out here. So I might draw the little finger sticking out separately and the other 3 fingers touching. Like that, and draw little knuckles on the top. Try and do this in this so you can see it. Hang on. So you want to get a bit of curve on those fingers as well, so they don't look quite flat. Yeah. So there's our female character looking up into the clouds or the sky. A little hilltop, some little grass sticking up here and there. Clouds. There you go. Nate, you got a question?
Yeah. What are we gonna do next Tuesday?
I don't know. I have to. We might do. It depends on how well you guys went with this. If you guys have sort of caught up with this and are picking up pretty well, then we might move forward. We might do some perspective drawings.
Yeah.
Oh, then that's really good. Or we might actually do some inking stuff with some hatching and things. That's really good, Nate. Liam, looks like a head exploded with the hair. Come on, that's great. Yeah, I love that. It's really good. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure. Probably we'll do more drawing. We might mix it up with some felt tip pen stuff. So
Yeah.
do you have a does everyone have felt tip pens at home?
I think yeah.
If not, you can just use a biro or something, but it's better with a felt tip pen. Yeah, or perspective. Reese, what's your question?
Well, basically, I finished my thing, but I'm not sure it's that good. My girl turned into a boy somehow.
Well, I can't see it because it's a planet. You need to turn off your background.
Oh my god, I drew a planet that looks good.
Isaac, that's good. What is the girl doing? She's watching another dude bend over. It's weird. Hang on a second, Reese. Go on, Isaac. What were you saying?
They're the 2 different models, both the male and the female.
Oh, okay. It wasn't Wolverine, you just drew a dude.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Reese, do you want to show me now? It's hard to see. Lift it higher. Oh, there you go. Nice arm up. That's great. Nice pose. All right. Well, yeah, we're out of time now. So yeah, we only got 2 drawings done today, but yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I can see a few little bits where I'd like to get in and touch it up. See the curve you've got in the leg at the back, the straight leg for the calf. You would try and copy that for the bent calf, because the bent calf is looking wrong to me, but that other straighter leg is looking really good. Why but yeah, that's really good. Keep going. I think everyone's doing really well. Yeah, Nate, that's great too. What about Stesha and Carmen? Did you show? Oh, Carmen did show. Yeah, you did. I saw yours, Carmen. Stesha, did you draw one? You have to turn off your background though. That's cool, Carmen. It's really good. Oh, that's cool. Stesha, that's really good. Nice work. Look at her calves. She's been working out.
I think we're out of time.
Yeah, we're out of time now, Peter.
Yep. All right. Thank you, everyone. Can I ask you to take a photo and send it to Brilliant Kids, and then we're gonna put it on our gallery?
Also, Peter, if any of the guys here, because this is the more advanced group, if they want help with their drawings, I think if they want to like send it to me on Instagram or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
I can do touch up and things like that.
Yeah.
So guys, if you want, I know some of you do follow me, but if you don't, you can take a photo of your artwork and send it to Art Noobs on Instagram. That's me. And I will I can like give you pointers and stuff in between classes as well. I thought I had a card here, I don't. But yeah, if you want to send something through, even if you've drawn something during the week and you're like, oh, I think this is cool, but I need help, send it to me, and I'll do like a little sketch on it and send it back to you. And yeah, so you can get help between classes if you want to do that.
Okay, that's really great. All right, that's it, everyone. Thumbs up. I'm gonna unmute everyone to say goodbye to Mr. Evan.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you next week.
Bye.
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 Bye.